This episode of Beers and Brawls is proudly brought to you by Shifty Lizard Brewing Co. Amazing little brewery down in Wollonga, serving up awesome ice cold beers on tap. They also have a kitchen that has amazing burgers and chicken wings. If you can't get down to Wollonga, they have another venue in the Adelaide CBD called Hard Day's Night, where they have all their beers on tap, plus they've paired up with a few other food trucks there. So, if you're looking for something to do on your next weekend free, get down to Wollonga or Hard Day's Night, make a day of it, try all their beers, try their food, you'll love it, I love it, it's one of my favourite places. So, cheers. That's a good drop. Welcome to Beers and Brawls, the show where my guests and I drink beer and talk all things wrestling. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Beers and Brawls. I'm your host Jared, and we've got an awesome episode lined up for you today. We have a legend of SA wrestling. He is the first ever Cruiserweight Cup winner at Wrestle Rampage. He's won every belt at PWSA that they've ever had. He's a two-time RCW Tag Team Champion and an RCW Key to the City winner. He is the Weapon, Mike Boomer.
Well, thank you for having me, Jared. Thank you for that beautiful welcome.
It's good to see you. Thank you, Boomer. I cut straight in, that's great. Yeah. Thank you for coming on the show, mate. I really appreciate you giving up your time to come here. And like I said, in the intro, legend of SA Wrestling, you've been and done it all. But how's the body feeling at the moment?
Oh, I'm no spring chicken, but you know, we still do alright. A few nagging injuries. I'm sure anyone who's been in wrestling says the same thing, but ready to fight anytime. You know, that sort of thing.
Just come off the recent event for RCW there, Battle for Supremacy. How'd you feel you went? You know, you got to pick up a nice win over Nick Armstrong.
Yeah, it's always good to win against Nick. It's always good to get a win. Unfortunately, not successful in the Rumble. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you're supposed to come in with a game plan and it goes out the window, but keep fighting, I guess.
You got a gang of idiots there, the old guard taking over. So,
your words.
But I really enjoyed watching that show. Enjoyed watching your match, and I've enjoyed watching a lot of your matches. So I appreciate you coming on here to share your wisdom of your years.
Yeah, I'll give it a gander. See what happens.
But we'll start with questions.
Yep.
Rapid fire questions. We'll get into that, and then we'll go from there. How's that sound?
Hit me with your best shot. Let's do it.
Easy. All right. Questions are fired up. Time is fired up. Are we ready?
Yep. Ready when you are.
All right. Let's do it. We'll start now. Who are you? What are you all about?
Well, I am Mike Boomer. I've been known by many different names. Rapid Fire, hottest property in real estate, Big Mike. But I'm now Mike Boomer from Riot City Wrestling as the Weapon.
Nice. When did you start wrestling?
Let's put it this way. When I started wrestling, MSN was a thing. I think MySpace just had kicked off. So I started wrestling in 2006.
Nice. Who is your favourite wrestler and why? If you have one or a couple?
Internationally, my favourite wrestler would probably be TJ Perkins or Kyle O'Reilly.
Nice.
They're probably two of my favourites. Growing up, my favourite wrestler, this might be a blooper, but am I allowed to say Benoit? Is that
yeah.
Okay, good. Growing up, my favourite wrestler was Chris Benoit as well.
We'll leave it that in there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Mate, we can say what we want on this show. It's your episode. Favourite match of yours?
Of my own?
Yep.
Favourite match of mine would have to be me versus Zach Sabbath. Probably PWSA 2011, 2010, last man standing match.
Oof,
yeah.
Nice. If you can find that, guys, go back and have a look on that one.
Good luck.
Who's your dream opponent in Australian wrestling at the moment?
Oh, dream opponent.
Or someone you haven't wrestled for a very long time.
I've done a lot. I'm not going to lie, and I've wrestled a lot of the people I've wanted to wrestle. So for me, it'd probably be pulling someone out of retirement and wrestling them. Actual Impact, always had a good time.
Yeah, nice.
Never got to lock horns with Jimmy Barnes, Jimmy Scarlett, Jimmy Cash. Same person, different name. So that would be a good match to have. But then there's some across the pond. But yeah, I don't know. That'd probably be it for the time being.
No, awesome. Good answer. We'll skip that one because you don't drink. That's all good. That's not a judgment. Most embarrassing moment in the ring.
Oh, well, a lot of my early career was a big embarrassment, but that's because the gimmick I had at the time. I wrestled in a pit or a pool of mashed potato. That was the Pinaroo Mashed Potato Festival. That was good. But I think the cake takes Swan Hill wrestling in a bar, and I got Blue Thunder bombed with a dildo in my mouth. That's probably the most embarrassing moment. Yeah.
Alright. Wrestling back in the old days.
Yeah.
What are your wrestling goals at the moment?
At the moment, to continue. That's a pretty solid goal. Yep. But also, I guess to cut the competition, I want to see what the younger guys have, see what they're made of, and see if I can still test myself against them. Yeah.
Nice. That's an awesome goal, man. Now you've done a lot of matches, as you said, like mashed potato matches and shit like that. But is there a match type that you would never compete in?
Personally, I'm not a fan of glass.
Yep.
So light tubes and glass, probably not.
Yep.
But also, I don't know, heat of the moment, I could be persuaded. A few beers if I started drinking again.
Is there a match type that you haven't done that you would love to do?
Match type that I haven't done?
Or haven't done for maybe a very long time?
I mean, I did it when I was younger and it was pretty cool, and then it just hasn't happened since. But I'd like to possibly compete in a cage match again.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun. My last one was against Johnny Ruddock from PWSA. But yeah, it's not something that you see much of in Australian wrestling anymore. No. So a cage match could be fun.
Yeah, no, you don't see it often. I think Slam over in Canberra just had one last night as we're recording this, and that's like the first cage I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're an awesome match, awesome spectacle. In your opinion, what do you think wrestling is missing today?
Don't want to be the old man yelling at the cloud. What I think wrestling is missing today is understanding what it is and what is required to be a wrestler. When I was, coming up in the business, we only wrestled maybe 12 times a year, and it was scratching and clawing. And I think a lot of people get lost in the lights. So you got to be willing to work hard and not be afraid to work hard, but be more appreciative of what you get, sort of thing. Yep. That's what I said it's missing.
Yeah, awesome, man. Awesome answer. All right, so we've smashed the timer. You're one of the only guys to stay in the timer, which that's not good or bad. But I'm going to hit you with a bonus question now.
Okay, of course, yeah.
So Riot City is your main promotion at the moment.
Correct.
That you're in.
Yep. So
in your opinion, excluding yourself, who are your top 3 wrestlers in Riot City at the moment?
Oh, from Riot City. Let's see me get in trouble here. No, well, obviously you've got your seasoned veterans, and I think some of them have always been great all year round, all season, all sort of thing. And you can't look past like your Basso brothers; they've always been good.
Yep.
You've got your Nick Armstrong, who's quite talented as well. But I think if I was to say top 3 to maybe look out for, or top 3 to move forward.
That was the next one, yep.
Oh, sorry. I'll just do top 3 at the moment then. Underrated top 3, let's go with, I reckon, bit biased, but I reckon Zach Sabbath.
Yep, nice.
He's always ready for a go. I'll go... Let's piss some people off, why don't we? I think Hader, as much as I may or may not like the guy, or we butt heads sometimes.
You're lucky you don't drink, because we got to do a shot every time we mention his name.
I think Hader's definitely on the right path, and I'll probably give it to one of the girls. I think obviously Delta's probably top of the pinnacle at the moment. Yeah.
And then, okay, flip side, who's the 3 that you have your eye on, up and comers or people making these strides to go in the right place?
I think we've obviously got like Vinny, who's just come back from the Farley Dojo, making some waves. Kids like in his early 20s as well, which is ridiculous. To have those opportunities so early is always really good. I think also Kaitoa.
Yeah.
I think he's one that could potentially blossom into something. He's very young, even younger than Vinny is. So I think that kid, if he stays at the grind and all that, could be a big player. And I also think, obviously, despite injuries and setbacks, Snacks has shown quite a bit of determination and grit to kind of stay in it. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome answers, dude. Really appreciate you giving your opinion on them, and I love to hear about your goals and your moments and stuff like that. So that was awesome. And I think, speaking of Zach, we've hit the trifecta or the quaddie. We've had all the Kings of Ruin on.
Am I the last one?
You're the last one.
Oh, the last one and the least most entertaining one. Here we go.
We had Mickey not long ago.
Yeah.
I think that was our last episode.
Was that a short episode?
No. Mickey, it was a great episode, Mickey. Good joke, but and we've had Havoc this season, I reckon, and we had Zach right back at the start in the first season. So what an awesome! We've finally hit the quaddie.
Yeah, we've got all the members. Yeah. Sorry guys, we ran out of members.
But no, appreciate you going through those. Now we're going to fire up the photos of your career.
Oh, here we go.
Now, as people may know who are fans of just Boomer or wrestling, he's a very private wrestler and doesn't have social media. But I've dug deep through the archives. I've hit up some of my managers, hit up some contacts.
Yeah.
The assistants hit up some contacts, and we've got some photos.
Oh, there we go.
We got some interesting stuff. So
you have to flex off your journalism skills now. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
So we had to dig deep, but we found something. So we're gonna fire that up, and we'll get into that. Sound good?
Excellent. Let's do it.
Easy. All right, Boomer. You ready for this?
Oh, not sure, but let's do it.
All right. So we got photo number 1. Now, like I said, it took me a bit of work to find these, so the timeline itself might be a bit thrown out, but
yeah, that's fine.
we're going to cruise through the best we can. So we're going to start with this one here. Big Mike, as you can see on the shirt.
The hair was cool back then. That's what I'm going to say. So yeah, this was late 2006, early 2007. I wrestled as Big Mike. The joke was because I was, 5'3" or 5'4", hadn't quite hit puberty yet, and I was like 45 kilos, so everyone called me Big Mike. Yeah.
How long did the hair stick around for?
Oh, all the way until I was about 18, I reckon.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably about 5 years. Yeah. Too long.
Oh, nice. Got this photo here.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, with the cage match, this was the result of that said cage match.
Jesus.
I got busted open. Yeah, good times. I was lying in the ring, and I just felt the red curtain, as they call it, over my face. And the referee comes up, and he's talking to me, and I'm like, "Am I alright?" And he goes, the ref looks at me in the eyes and says, "I don't know how you're alive." So, of course, the first thing I start doing is heart starts racing and the blood starts squirting. And that's what we got right there. Yeah.
I think you see on the background there's blood on the door or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That was the one against Johnny, was it?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Far out. That's insane. Yeah, speaking of Johnny.
Yeah, here we are. Mike Boomer needs to eat a chicken sandwich right there. Maybe some KFC. But no, I wrestled in that time period at PWSA. I wrestled Johnny quite a bit. Maybe because I was smaller than him and it made him feel big. But yeah, we had plenty of matches. And I, coincidentally, earlier on in the photos, you saw the big bushy hair.
Yep.
And now it's very short and cut. It's because I lost to John and he shaved all my hair off.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So were you you wrestled under Big Mike?
Yep.
How many years were you as Big Mike, and then before you came Mike Boomer?
I believe I started at Snake Pit at the time. PWSA was called Snake Pit in 2009, and probably about 2011, 2010, I started to transition from Big Mike to Big Mike Boomer.
Yep.
And then eventually just dropped the big altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. What's going on here, right?
Let's not get cancelled, right?
Different time back then.
Very different time. Metrosexual was a thing that was coming up. So my whole punchline was, I'm not homo, I'm metro. So I used to wear pink and feather boas and cowboy hats. Yeah, this is not the one for the show the kids when you get older, but yeah, definitely was a bit more out there, definitely a bit more flamboyant. funny little story is those shorts right there that I'm wearing. They were actually made for a female, but they didn't fit her, so I decided to take them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, perfect.
So
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Yeah.
Find what you find, what you find. And you got, what's that, Bellows with you?
WB Bellows, yeah. He was the star of the bar. And then I think the other guy, this was many concussions ago, was Nick Bradshaw, I think his name was. He was around for a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was it, yeah.
And that's in Snake Pit? Or?
Correct, yeah.
Is a bit of that. We go forward a lot of years for this one.
Oh yeah, so I've aged horribly. This is RCW. I couldn't tell you the show. I think this is my debut maybe. And on the floor in the background there is Mickey Fortune, who's been on the show.
Yeah.
After she took her sick bump through a table and broke her ankle. And of course, Zach Sabbath being my best friend and hater, and I thought it would all be funny to take a quick photo to show our sympathies. More of a sucked in, cop that dickhead moment.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what's going on there. They're actual paramedics in the background there. That's not work or anything.
Yep.
Her ankle is shattered at this point.
Yeah, as if you watched the Mickey episode, guys, landed wrong on that ankle and blew that apart. So a nice wholesome photo.
Yeah,
there
nice sensitive guys we are.
The fam. Oh, here we go. Back to the Johnny.
Oh yeah, so this is referring back to that cage match. This is a bit more. I'm feeling upbeat and high spirits. But as you can see, that's real blood. I'm absolutely covered in it, and Johnny's covered in it too. So
that's your blood he's covered in?
Yes, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Oh god, that's just. You can smell. I'm sure you could just smell that in the ring.
Okay, so this is going forward a few more years. The hair's gone, a bit more serious now. No more feather boas.
Very serious.
Very serious. Still need a chicken sandwich at this point, but I'm no longer 45 kilos. I'm probably around 65 kilos.
Nice.
Bulking slowly bulking because I'm all natural, all that sort of stuff. So this is Cole Devani, which I'm not sure if you've spoken about Cole on the show before.
Yeah, no, he's come up a fair bit. We've had obviously a lot of his trainees. I think we've had like WD Bellows, Johnny of course, Zach. So we've had a lot of guys that have been around Cole and we've talked about Cole, but if you have any stories about him or anything you want to say, feel free.
Cole, so I'll touch on the photo in a second, but I'll just talk about Cole. So Cole was a hard as nails kind of wrestler. He really was. There's been infamous stories about him just being ridiculous. One time a guy was complaining about breakfulls because Cole made the comment saying if you learn how to breakful, you should be able to do it on concrete.
Yeah.
And one of the kids in the line thought they'd go, show us then. So Cole, I think he was older, obviously past his career, but he was a trainer. Runs, does a massive flip bumps on the concrete, and as punishment made everyone do bumps on the concrete for the rest of the night. Yeah, he was hard as nails. He really was.
Oh,
and he had a thing about thumbs. If you ever shook his hand, watch out for your thumb. He'd always rip that out. You can ask Johnny that. You can ask all sorts. Never did it to me though, even though I gave him the shits all the time. But this photo here was Mike Boomer versus Tyson Storm. He was around for, 12 months, 2 years sort of year. He was one of the guys that trained under me, bit of a mentor protege. And yeah, just we did some stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's all good.
So we've got from left to right, WB Bellows again, Ace Wilson, Zach Sabbath, and then of course Mike Boomer in the middle.
Yeah.
Ace Wilson and I were the Metro Express, back to the different times. We were the Metro Express back in the day. This was actually in Perth, Schwa.
Oh, nice.
Are they still running? I know they've merged with EPW.
They just recently finished up completely.
Yeah. So this was part of Schwa. We went over there being the Adelaide boys that would go in there and cause a bit of trouble. Walking around the streets being menaces, a tourist, classic. That trip there, I actually pissed off Ace pretty hardcore. We were on a train heading into the city, and I decided to sing the same song over and over again for about 15 minutes straight. So getting to this point, complete miracle that I wasn't knocked out.
All guests of this show as well. All those guys have been on here.
Yeah,
Ace has been on here as well. So what an awesome little photo there. But very very cool outfits that everyone was wearing. very different time. I love Zach's little green jockeys on there.
Oh yeah, his speedos.
But what a moment.
Oh,
Speaking
here we go.
of Zach, here we go.
So obviously on the left, or depending on what your point of view is, we've got Zach, and so he was just Zach back then. It was too cheap to afford a last name.
Just Zach.
Yeah, just Zach. So it was Big Mike and Zach. And as you can tell by our rippling muscles and our big size, we were known as larger than life, because that's exactly what we were. And another thing we were notorious for were horrible haircuts. So I had my mop top going on, and Zach had his beautiful, we used to call them bum tassels, coming down from his face. So that was good. And then obviously you fast forward. I think this was more, what year was the second one? Probably 2016 maybe?
Yeah.
2017. Zach and I were involved in the first ever tournament for the RCW Tag Championships, which were unsuccessful at that point. But it was a bit of a reunion for us, a bit of changing in size and hairstyles and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's what's going on there.
That's gangster.
Oh yeah.
I love the grey shorts or pants.
Pajama pants, basically. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Slater versus Boomer. Oh.
Probably, now that I think of it, one of my favourite matches from my Snake Pit or PWSA time frame.
Yep.
It was 2012, I believe. I don't know, I can't see the date.
Yeah, there's no day on there, so yeah, probably.
So the first meeting of Mike Boomer and Damian Slater. Obviously he's renowned for all that he does. Cruiserweight Classic, he's over in EPW at the moment.
Be a match we want to see right now, actually. In this day and age would be sick.
Yeah, well, he came in, and I think it was my first real brush with that kind of elite level of wrestlers.
Yep.
And it was one of the main factors after this match that made me transition from Snake Pit to Wrestle Rampage, was seeing that, I guess, that level of competition.
Yep.
But that was a classic match. Both came in respectful, good guys, no hatred, no nothing. Just wanted to compete and see who could come away with the victory.
Yeah.
Not to rub it in Slater, but I won that one. So we're 1-0 at the moment, yeah.
Well, you're both killing it at the moment in your prime. So Slater, get a round 2 going, we'll set that up.
I have to call him out. Oh, yeah. So one thing you'll notice about my career is I'm notorious for horrible haircuts. So this was like a weird side.
And promo shots, by the way.
Oh, yeah. But I don't even know whose blood's on me at that point, to be honest. But this was, I believe Zach had retired. He
retired?
Yeah, wow. So he suffered a pretty bad neck injury, and he was gone for about 18 months.
Shit.
And I kind of fished him out of retirement.
Yep.
And this was one of our matches. I think we had 2 matches where we won a piece, so we need to settle some shit as well.
Oh, there
apparently.
you go. You're setting up a lot on this, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen here, brother. Like, no, we won't go that far. No. But yeah, I was Adelaide Open champion. At that point in Snake Pit / PWSA's history, I was probably the most wins, I guess, as Adelaide Open champion. I think I was an 8-time or 9-time champion at that point.
Nice.
But yeah, Zach came out of retirement. He thought he could go still, I guess. And he's still here. He still hasn't left. Doesn't get the hint, apparently.
No, you must have. Well, we've got to thank you for Zach's awesome career so far.
Yeah, so that's sore back, Zach, that you wake up to every morning. You're welcome.
It's probably because no one catches him. Oh, poor Zach. Oh, we're going.
Oh, yeah.
This is very recent.
Yeah, this was like a couple of weeks ago.
My timeline is bad.
It's alright. It's as good as my memory.
I blame the assistant for this one.
Yeah. We'll talk to your manager and all that sort of stuff. So this was just recently, Battle of Supremacy. We spoke of before.
Yep.
I beat Nick in the opening bout, and they wanted a photo. And now I'm a lot more private. I guess a lot more humble. So I don't really care for fame and glory. That's why I don't have any social media or anything like that.
Yep.
So they wanted a photo, and the best I could come up with is just pointing to the logo because I don't really care. But yeah.
Point to that WrestleMania sign.
Yeah. That's where we're going. Yeah.
You're going. It doesn't even say Rumble. You're going into the Rumble. It doesn't even say it.
No.
So,
speaking of Rumble, timeline's perfect.
It's like I set this up.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of people on this. Poster.
Yeah. So this is oh wow, who's who? We've got Viper, we've spoken before. There's a blue shirt, that's the Luch, next to Weaver. Don't remember any of the mask guys, to be honest. Tex, Tommy Venom, Benjamin Stevens, Mike Brim, of course, W. Bellows, Dirty Dingo Richards, I think it was. No. Blue Blood, Kincaid, Joey Triton, and some names that escape me, to be honest. But yeah, we had some legends as well, like Man Mountain, who used to be way back when, I think it was called Diablo back in the day. But yeah, so that's a bit of a fun little callback, I guess.
Nice. It's always good to look at these old photos, especially with the guys that are still going. A lot of them on there are still going at the moment, like yourself, and to see just the transition of where they started to where they are now, being 2013, nearly 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it is 10 years ago, sorry.
Maths.
It's amazing to see these photos and what events they had on the back of the day.
Yeah.
Well, Ultimate Grudge match, Zach and Ace. Jesus.
Yeah, they had some issues to sort out.
Poor lads. There we go. Another one from recent.
Another recent one, yeah. So, a bit older, a bit more grizzled, a bit more tattooed as well. So the ironic thing, I guess this is a little bit of a behind the curtain sort of thing, is the gauntlet I'm wearing, Zach has the exact same one.
Yeah.
And we actually had them made when we were wrestling at different promotions.
Okay.
As just a little bit of a call. So I guess we were always bound to come back together.
Yeah, for sure.
Very, very bromance, I guess. But yeah, that's what I look like now more recently. I've had a few more chicken sandwiches, a few more KFCs at lunch. Yeah.
Obviously it's not your real teeth there, but when did the mouth guard sort of come into play? Was there a reason, or just sort of you just sort of brought that in?
Well, I've wrestled a long time, and if we refer back to the short hair Mike Boomer, the big reason why I wanted to cut my hair was I hated getting my hair pulled.
Okay.
I hated it, and it was one of those things that if I was in a real fight situation, the last thing I wanted was my hair to be pulled. So I went that route and shaved my hair for such a long time. And then it was the same sort of principle as I throw a lot of strikes, a lot of elbows, a lot of knees and stuff. And I just thought, I'm not a pretty guy, but losing teeth will be even worse. So the mouth guard came in when I returned at the beginning of this year. I believe it was like around Key of the City sort of time.
Yeah.
Popped in the mouthpiece, and it just makes me feel ready to fight, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, you watch, real fighting, MMA stuff. They all wear the mouth guards, and sport and stuff like that. So it's not a dumb idea. Protect those teeth, protect the jaw. So no, smart idea. Here we go. Wrestle Rampage now.
Yeah. So.
Cruiserweight Cup that we spoke about. There we go.
Yeah, 2014 to 2019. I was at the Wrestle Rampage, down at the dojo down there, fighting and all sorts. Cruiserweight Cup champion, 2-time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Only ever lost it to one person, and then two people. Sorry, was Link Barnett. Shout out to Link, and also to Rat Daddy. But this was during my defences. I also believe this is when I started doing my cult stuff.
Yes.
So if you've ever seen the RCW YouTube, I've made reference to Havoc and I having a cult back in the day. So there was myself, W. Bellows, and also Havoc with Joni May. So we were doing a bit of a cult thing, a bit of a church.
If anyone watched the Bellows episode, we did go for a few photos of that. I think we may have a couple lined up.
Yeah.
Sort of spoke a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this was obviously Kazuren Crow. He was a bit of a young boy coming up. Thought he could take my cup, but I wasn't ready to give it up, sort of thing.
So the cup, is that in place of a belt sort of thing?
Yeah. So we originally, we had, I think it was like a 5-way to crown the champion. And at that time, the company was looking to use the trophy as the first ever, and then it was going to transition into a belt, but that never happened.
Yep.
Maybe because they couldn't find a belt my size, too small sort of thing. But No, it was the Cruiserweight Cup, and I don't believe it's a thing anymore at Rampage.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Maybe because I don't have many cruiserweights. They're all big dogs over there. So
Yeah.
might be not worth the name anymore.
No flyweights like me. Yeah.
Oh, here we go, battle for supremacy again.
Yeah. So back to timeline jumping. Here we go. So just to clarify, that last photo was 2018, and this one is 2023. But that's fine. We're time travelers.
It's all good. We'll work it out. We've had the technical issues already, so we don't need to worry. We go to the next one here. Here we go.
Okay. Yep. So
is this the 4-way for it?
No, actually, this was just a defense. Actually.
Oh, nice.
So this is Mike Boomer's gone full cultist. And we had Lockie Hendricks come down and Jax Jordan come down to face off with myself and Link in there as a 4-way. Link and I wrestled so much at that point in time.
Yeah, gun Link,
Yep. And it was just one of those balls on the wall, sort of throw everything at it. I won the match, not to brag. I pinned Jax Jordan for the win, but you win some, you lose some, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like having guys like Lockie and Jax come down?
Well, at that point, super talented, but also very young in their career.
Yeah.
I would say not quite at their prime, but you could feel at that point that they were building towards it. Lockie went on to do some fantastic work over at MCW.
Yeah.
And Jax Jordan, I'm not actually sure what happened to him, to be honest. Not being on social media makes it hard to keep in touch with people.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, definitely young, hungry wrestlers at that point, just wanting to go out there and kind of prove their worth or their spot, sort of thing.
Yep. No, definitely. I know definitely Lockie's gone on to kill it. So, speaking of the young general, Vinny, here he is.
Oh yeah. So basically, this match here, I wasn't very friendly. I'll kind of throw that straight out. Vinny went and did the dojo, and I spent quite a long time at the Adelaide dojo at Rampage. So it was one of those young kids thought they knew better sort of things. So I had to kind of beat the piss out of him a little bit. He had family in the crowd. They weren't happy. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, poor young man. Well, he has got a bit of a mouth on him, I've heard, so I wouldn't doubt that. Link again.
Here we go. One of the many matches with Link. All of them were bangers. All of them were 5 stars. I can guarantee that. The Boomer guarantee. But yeah, this is Cruiserweight Cup. Myself versus Link. 2017. Potentially, this is where Link beat me for the cup.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure because we rest each other so much.
Yeah.
But there we are. There's the cup. No title of the cup. Made doing entrance a little bit awkward, but you win some, you lose some. You do the best with what you've got, sort of thing.
And your rapid fire there.
Rapid fire Mike Boomer. Because I'm known for a lot of things. The general of ground and pound. The sire of strikes. That sort of stuff. But at that point, I was throwing lots of knees, lots of elbows, double stomp off the top. So it became rapid fire. Just what stuck.
And you'd be going through a lot of wrist tape there, doing a lot of wraps around there.
Apparently, I have dodgy wrists. Yeah.
I'd hate to see your wrist tape go. That's another right to the show. Yeah.
So this is I just lost to Chris Basso in the C4, which didn't edge me into the finals. Yeah. So that was Chris Basso went on to face Adam Brooks in the finals. Yeah. I had already met Adam Brooks earlier on in the C4. I think I should have gone to the finals because I probably would have beat Adam Brooks. But Seabass was better on the night. We went to war with each other. Unfortunately, I think that was probably one of the catalysts for Chris Basso to kind of lead to where he is now. Okay. Yeah. And his whole, what did you refer to them as before?
Oh, I can't remember. something.
Yeah, his little boy band he's got going on now.
Yeah, the old guard.
Yeah, but we went to war that night. An interesting fact about the Bassos is they're notorious for their chops and rights.
I was about to ask you,
Notorious for their chops. I took, I don't know, maybe 15 chops from him.
Ooh.
And I just didn't flinch. It was a penis showing contest that night, and I wanted to prove that I could take damage and not be affected. So yeah, that's what my chest looked like, and I kicked the shit out of his legs.
Which brother chops hardest?
I don't know, probably gonna start a feud right here, but I think that the trophy probably goes to probably Grim. I feel like he throws less chops, but when he chops, it it pretty much drops you.
Yeah.
Whereas Chris is a bit more. He throws a bit more of them, but they're not as drop you to your knees as quick as what Grims are.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I'd avoid both of them if you guys, but here we go. We got Rampage. Got some big dogs in this one.
Yeah. So this is Rampage again. Wow. Havoc looks a bit different, but yeah, he looks in really good shape these days anyway.
Yeah, he's looking good now. Yeah.
Dean Brady. He's kind of almost looks like that now with the haircut.
Yeah, a little bit more festive. Pitt hasn't changed.
No, Marcus Pitt. He was always fun to work with. I had quite a few matches with him in my time at Rampage. Myself and Link wrestled him a few times. Havoc and I have actually never wrestled each other until we came to Riot City. It was.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we liked each other too much or something. I don't know what it was. Yeah, another Rampage appearance. This was early into my Rampage career. I just had transitioned from PWSA to Rampage at this sort of point, so like 2014 sort of time frame.
Yeah. Looks like they're all just trying to have a trap off there with the photos, aren't you?
Yeah, that's why I lifted my elbow so high so you can't see my traps. Yeah.
Brady just looks like one big head.
Oh yeah.
Key to the city.
Yeah. So this is Fringe or Fringe Mania as the RCW likes to refer to it as.
Yeah.
Key to the city ladder match. Aaron Only, Down Under, Mickey Fortune, Delta, myself and Vinny.
Yeah.
And I walked away with the victory that night. The little bit of blue around my mouth is because I am part dragon and I spat my misty fire into someone.
How does that go with the mouth guarding? Do you take it out when you spit it or?
No, which makes it a little bit harder, admittedly, because it's not quite the same. But you got to live by the sword, die by the sword, I guess.
And then you went on to use that key against Katie Trey?
Unsuccessfully, yeah.
I
will admit that, as frustrating as that is, I guess. But tried to do what was right. Fought Katie Trey in a Anything Goes match.
Yeah.
Got my head sliced open, which was fun. Not as bad as the cage match.
No.
But but yeah, that's where it all started. That moment there was February, March.
Yeah, March. I think March for Fringe.
Yeah. Ladder match, and then the story didn't have a happy ending, as often life is like that.
That's all good. At least you're in it though.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is
smoke flying there.
Yep. Oh yeah, because I shot it out with my dragon powers once again. So this is the rapid fire era of Mike Boomer. Shorts. Came out to like punk rock music, that sort of stuff. Throwing lots of knees, elbows, and strikes, that sort of thing. Yeah. Not a bad photo.
And where do you sort of get your gear from? Same sort of people, or do you get them from around the place?
So at the time, I was also part of my training was doing acrobatics or gymnastics training to help me with stuff, and I got teed up with a wonderful lady at the time who was making my gear, and all my gear was made through her until recently. But yeah, that was, I guess, my own little hidden thing. I didn't share that secret with many people. Yeah.
No, it's awesome, man. It's good to find those little gems and little things that are different from other people. Yep,
so this is RCW debut, maybe?
Okay, yep.
I think. Could be, couldn't be. But that gear there is also made by the same person who made the last photo, the gear in that photo.
Yeah, nice.
So this is a bit, I guess, going a bit punk rocky to a bit more gothic, I guess, with the leather jacket and the shorts. Similar vibe, but a bit darker in colours. Clean shaved Boomer as well. Apparently makes me look like I'm 12. So we had to change that, I guess. But yeah, this is definitely early RCW days coming in, transitioning from Wrestle Rampage to Riot City at this point, Yeah,
no, definitely makes you look very young there. We're going back again.
This timeline's amazing. Makes more sense than the MCU. Alright, so Mike Boomer, clean faced, needs a chicken sandwich. The gentleman on the right is the Jackal. He was in PWSA / Snake Pit for, I don't know, maybe 2 years, 3 years. My timeline's pretty messed up in my head as well. I don't remember this one going well for me. I'm pretty sure I got rocked, dropped, and pinned pretty quick.
He's a big guy, scary looking guy.
I'm pretty sure it was a short night for me, so not much to say there.
That's all good.
Here's the cult, yeah. So at this point in time, I got some friends together. You had Mike Boomer, myself. I was referred to as The Truth, one of my other monikers.
Yeah.
You had W Bellows was Justice. You had Havoc was Judgment, and then you had Faith, Sister of Faith was Johnny May.
Yeah.
This is when Havoc just joined, and I guess our church was growing, because we're not a cult, we're a church. We care. Yeah.
I love the green gear, that looks sick.
Yeah, it was a bit of a different time for me. Went with the long legs, long tights. Sorry. Obviously transitioning from the shorts, changing up the look. I also used to come out with like this vest that had like a pre-style collar on it and all sorts of stuff with big shoulder pads. It was actually kind of cool, but it was a short run, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. That was good. Kings of Ruin, champions.
Yes. So this was a long time. So at this point, it was like, what, 2 years ago? Maybe 3? I don't know. No, not that long ago. Maybe my timeline's messed up.
Probably 2, maybe. Yeah.
Many of concussions ago. Alright, so at this point, Zach and I had been best friends for years. We met in 2006, but we had never held tag team titles together. We both had successful tag teams away from each other.
Yeah.
For example, referring back to Tyson Storm, him and I were tag team champs together. Zach was tag team champs with Wolf Dog.
Okay, yeah.
A bit of a callback there. But we had never held the titles together. And we were pursuing the Pereira at this point to take the titles, and COVID happened.
Yeah.
That bad thing, naughty word we can't say. But that happened, and that really delayed us. And then at this point, we had won them, and then instantly lost them, and then we won them, and then we lost them. So we haven't had a great tag team run. But, you know, at least we always stood together, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And you finally achieved the goal of winning it with your mate, so
yeah,
it still counts in the books, and still a good moment for you guys as a team.
Yes, correct.
That's awesome.
Alright, so this is obviously not Riot City. This is Snake Pit / PWSA. This is maybe match 2 of pulling Zach out of retirement.
Yeah.
Wrestling in trunks. I've done it all. Trunks, shorts, you know, wrestled under mask. Can't tell you who though. Yeah. But no, this is obviously myself versus Zach. Always a pleasure to wrestle Zach. You know, pretty much best friends. You can almost guarantee when we wrestle each other, we're gonna beat the shit out of each other. Yeah. I don't know. It's like a fun little game for us because we're not all there, I guess. Yeah.
No, I love those little blue trunks.
Yep.
It's a good look. Link again.
Another Link match. I mean, at this point, I think, like you said, Wrestle Rampage has quite large wrestlers. They're all pretty much heavyweights. So at one point, the only real cruiserweights that we had were myself and Link. So we were always going to collide. We were tag team partners at one point as well. Link is fantastic to work with. What throws you off a little bit about Link from a strategic standpoint is actually a lefty.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, not a lot of them in wrestling, but it is, I would say, a bit of an advantage because, you know, you get so accustomed to everyone being right, so you're blocking this way and then you get tagged to the left. So he was always fun to wrestle with, always good at what he did, extremely high flying, and weirdly enough, I won't tell you his age, but he's much older than me, but he doesn't look it. He's like... I don't know if he's sucking on unicorn blood or something, but he's got, Fountain of Youth or something.
Yeah, no, he's still springing and jumping around everywhere. He's crazy. Oh, yeah, the blue tidies again.
Back to myself and Zach. Also, just to correct you, Jared, they were midnight purple.
Oh, okay.
Midnight purple, yeah. But the lighting doesn't make it.
Is that blue or purple? What's his blue or purple? Blue,
yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah. Alright, comment down below. Are they blue or are they purple? Alright. So this is obviously me beating up Zach. He just came back to retirement, so his cardio wasn't as good. Me wrestling every week, training 4 times a week, you know, as well as extensive training outside. I had a little bit of an advantage on him. But no, we just had a bit of fun. I'm pretty sure I had to threaten him and go really personal to get him back into wrestling. Which sometimes you got to do that, I guess. Yeah. And here we are, all made up. We're fine now. So myself and Zach again. Him and I will be synonymous with each other's career, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
Kings of Ruin. We, at that point, I believe we faced Grim and Aaron only.
Okay.
I got the victory. Just rub that one in there. Sorry, Zach. I did all the work. This would have had another notorious dive from Zach. I'll let you go back and watch it to see if he gets catched or not. Caught, sorry. But yeah, another fun night. Beating people up with your best mate in your corner is always good. Yeah.
Nice.
Again, I don't know what more I can say. This is different because I have orange trunks this time
instead of a belt in this one, so it's different.
Yeah, it's mixing it up a little bit. So this is 7th anniversary. What year was this? Is there a date? No, just says August 23rd.
Yeah, there's no year.
Yeah, we can just make up the year. We can say whenever you want, just so timeline makes more sense.
It was last week.
Yeah, but as you'll see from these photos, my hairstyle bounces and changes quite a bit. So does Zach. Zach goes all sorts of different colours, and I'm sure if in your episode you did with him, you probably saw all the different hairstyles he had. Yeah, but yeah, we probably went out there and beat the piss out of each other. It was pretty straightforward. Oh, okay. This is an interesting one considering that the match that we had, we're now all in the same stable.
Yeah, true. Triple threat match.
Yeah. So Havoc was the champion. Zach thought he could be the champion, and I probably should have been the champion. Sorry, Zach. He got in my way. But no, we went out there and had a banger. This was actually really good. If you want to go back and watch that one, obviously the main event being Chris Basso and Adam Brooks. I was unsuccessful in the C4, so they're fighting for the Emerald Crown at that point.
Yeah.
But we opened the show. We had a banger. Some really cool spots and intricate movements in there. Just as that's what you get when you watch me wrestle. But yeah, another good one, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. What a lineup that is. A triple threat match there with LCW Championship, and then obviously the Emerald with Chris and Adam.
Yeah.
What a show. And then up the top, grand opening of the brand new academy. So bringing in the new RCW Academy. Your thoughts on that?
The academy?
Yeah, the academy.
I mean, I think it's definitely a positive step. It's definitely a good thing. I think RCW has always been notorious, even when I was not a part of the company, for really high sort of production and kind of giving off a real indie rock sort of vibe show.
Yeah.
And I remember the layout for this show in particular was one of my favourites. I know the look has changed since then, but if you go back and watch that entrance with all the lights and stuff was just such a cool vibe coming out and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, awesome, man. There we go, the KD Anything Goes match.
Yeah, this is the loss, unfortunately. But yeah, that was a bit of fun. This match in particular had ladders, tables, some chairs, some bins, kendo sticks. Like I said, I bled, beat Katie up and down. I think at this point both of us thought different of each other, but it wasn't until we actually kind of locked up and really kind of went to town on each other that Katie realised maybe I was a bit different to what he expected, and I learned something new about Katie as well. Yeah. He was probably a bit tougher than I anticipated.
Yeah, definitely, man. Very brutal match, that one. So it's on the YouTube, guys. Go back and watch it.
Alright, so
got Prophet in here now.
Yeah, so Max Prophet. I'm not sure if he's known to the show or
He
not.
has been on the show.
He's been on the show, yeah. So early in his career, I guess, he became my manager while I was the Adelaide Open champion. Once again, I was always Adelaide Open champion, basically. Mid-card belt, workhorse, makes sense. But I kind of took him on as a manager. He kind of found it hard at one point to find his feet or where he wanted to go. Funny enough, Max and I actually had a tag team match together against Johnny and Paul. That was on the YouTube, but it's probably gone now. Probably for reasons, but that's fine. But yeah, back to the purple trunks. The midnight.
Purple, yeah, it looks much more purple than
midnight purple there. I believe we're at the Enfield Community Centre, which doesn't run wrestling anymore.
Yeah. You're right. That's alright. It has to have a falling down sometimes, so I was just checking. We can go to the next photo. Tag team match.
Okay, so this is probably early on in my career at Riot City, or my time at Riot City. A few faces there that are familiar, and a few faces that are no longer with the company.
And as of now, every single one of them have been on this show.
Look at that.
There you go, you're the last one again.
Save the best for last, right?
But no, we've had all of them on the show. And
Yeah.
As you said, a couple have departed the company. But yeah.
I honestly don't remember much from the match. When you've wrestled as much or as many times as I have, it kind of turns into a big blur.
Yeah.
Also, all the concussions probably don't help, but you know. I'm guessing we went out there, probably had some fun. Very earlier in Party Guy's career as well.
Yeah.
Look at where he is now, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And obviously a very different Katie Trey as well.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a few years ago on that one.
Oh, okay. Yep. Alright, so W. Bellows and myself, whenever I used to wrestle and Bellows would accompany to the ring, he always had his like Mormon style outfit on.
Yeah.
He joined my church, we'll call it a church. When he joined my church, he actually came from the crowd, really wanted to be a part of it, and we had this little ceremony. It wasn't a big deal, he just had to kiss my feet. It wasn't a big deal, but he was a loyal follower at that point, excellent with his timing, knew where he needed to be, good mind for the business, so he was a dream to work with at that point. Yep.
Yeah, awesome, man, awesome. You and Zach again.
So this is a photo of Zach and I, and you'd think it was for wrestling, but I'm pretty sure we were both debating where we should go for dinner. I wanted to probably get burgers, and Zach probably didn't.
Yeah.
Or he probably wanted burgers from a different spot. He's got a big thing for Nordburger, and I don't mind Nordburger, but sometimes I have to mix it up a bit.
It's a bit boring.
Yeah. So we were like grimacing over, I want to go this way, and he wants to go that way. And I think the RCW photographer was like, this makes a really good promo photo, click. And there you go. Yeah.
Well, I've heard ex-convenience burgers are good.
Yeah, they go alright.
If you ever stuck again.
Do they have like a day of week that's the best?
I think it's the weekends, $5 burgers. I've heard from somebody that they're pretty decent.
Yeah, I have to try that out.
Yes.
Alright, so back to my cult days, the green tights.
What's the number on your gear?
Okay, so
21
that's a 24.
24.
I couldn't tell you what the other things were, but 24 is an important number to myself. It's also a number that I share value with my biological mother.
Okay.
So that was an important number that was put on my gear, a little bit of an Easter egg sort of thing.
Yeah.
The more you learn about me, the more we move forward, you kind of see that I carry a lot of like, I guess emotional or like little Easter eggs. So I've got my wristband that's referring to Zach.
Yeah.
I've got the number 24. If we could see what the other things were, I'd probably tell you what they are. I can't remember what they are at this point.
Yeah.
But here I am, clean shaved face boomer, leading my followers. W. Bellows looking tremendous with his little cowl on and
his eye roll or something there.
Yeah, either that or I think he was holding in a sneeze at that point. And obviously Joni May again, so yeah.
Nice, what a photo. I think that is the end.
We did it, we made it.
We got to the end.
We jumped through time and space and we got it.
We did a bit of jumping there back and forth, but like I said, it was a little bit of a challenge to find the photos, but I'm glad we had something there to talk about. And we got pretty much a full scope look at your career, from the start at Big Mike all the way now to obviously the Wyten himself. So I appreciate you going through them, appreciate the stories, man. And we look forward to seeing what you're doing next. And hopefully, we can only see the photos of you through Riot City, which is each their own. But guys, keep looking on there and keep looking at his photos. Alright, Boomer. So which brings us to the end of the episode. Again, thank you so much for coming on and spending your time here on the episode. Now, like we've mentioned a few times, bit of a private guy, no social media. So there'll be no links for you guys, but obviously keep an eye out on Riot City. Go back on the YouTube for Rampage, PWSA, whatever you can find. Type in Mike Boomer or Big Mike or something. You're bound to find a lot of videos. But is there anything you would like to plug? Any merch, shows coming up, anything like that you would like to?
I mean, obviously, if you want to see me wrestle or kind of, I guess, follow that story of Mike Boomer where he goes next, I wrestle at Riot City, so jump on their socials and all that sort of stuff. I would also like to endorse any of the other Kings of Ruin members, so jump onto Havoc's socials, see what he's doing, follow Zach, he's also does his Twitch streams. You'll see me jump into the chat and troll him every once in a while. That's always fun. There's also Mickey Fortune, give them a follow. All great, all worth the click, all worth the follow. For myself, if you want to see anything or talk to me, just do it at a show and we'll keep it there, alright?
No, that's completely, you know, each their own, everyone has their own things and how they do things. So, you know, you are a hard man to get hold of, but I appreciate that we were able to set this up. And like you said, guys, feel free to speak to him at a show, buy the merch. If there's any Kings of Ruin or anything like that, get behind those guys. Give all the other team members a follow, which you should have already have because they've been on this show.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll leave it there, my man. Yeah, I know you're a busy guy, but thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you coming on.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Beers and Brawls. Another big thank you to our guest Mike Boomer. Really appreciate him coming on and hearing his stories. Guys, keep following Australian wrestling, local wrestling, whatever state you're in. Give all your promotions a like and a follow. Go and check out the local shows and keep supporting the guys and girls that are busting their ass for you. As always, thank you to our sponsors Shifty Lizard. And as of today, that brings us to the end of Season 4 of Beers and Brawls. Look forward to another big year next year. Got some awesome things planned. But until then, give us a subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Cheers.